Good people, what is going on? Another episode of the All Go Podcast. I'm your host, Desmond. Thank you for tuning in. Bill Belichick looks like he's getting ready to tap out at University of North Carolina. Things are going as bad as they possibly could for Belichick and North Carolina. I think they won are they 0-4, 0-5? Anyway, it's a nightmare. They just played Clemson, which Clemson's pretty bad this year, and they got dog walked by Clemson. They came out, I think they ran like a double pass or something on their first play of the game. It was pretty wild. But yeah, there are reports, and this is all rumors, but there are reports that Belichick is discussing or has discussed with UNC, president, front office, whatever you want to say, about potentially triggering his buyout. Also potentially lowering his buyout if he finds either a new coaching or media gig. And then also Bill has a statement was released that I'm fully committed to UNC, which is exactly what you would say, regardless of what you were actually doing, even if you were doing that or you weren't. And then the UNC, I think, athletic director came out and released a statement seemingly at the same time saying that we fully support Bill and UNC football, which once again is exactly what they should do. But it's a mess. And I was someone who gave kudos to North Carolina for giving it a shot, giving it a go. But I was also someone who did not think this would work. There was just too much that there were too many people that were saying that this would be such a seamless fit because, number one, Bill knows football. And number two, Bill is really cutthroat when it comes to like free agency. And he's used to that, right? Free agency in the NFL, right? Signing guys to contracts, things like that, releasing players, so on and so forth. But I thought an NFL free agent contract versus what a today's NIL deal is, which I put that in parentheses because it's you're paying a player to come play for the school. It has nothing to do with name, image, and likeness. It's just, hey, here's what we'll pay you. Do you want to come and play? And so the difference is, right, if I'm a free agent, I want to go sign with the New England Patriots. I sign a 3-year deal, let's say $15 million total with $10 million guaranteed. Right? In general, I'm probably going to be on that team at least for 2 years, maybe all 3 years, right? I may not get the entire value of the deal, but I'm going to for sure get that guaranteed $10 million, okay? So more than likely, I'll be there for 2 years. Last year, kind of up in the air. These NIL deals are just seemingly napkins and just agreements, handshake deals. Because we heard from, was that Florida with the Jaden Rashada? He didn't get his initial down payment. I don't even know what ended up happening with that. I think he's gone to a different school. But there's no guarantee really on either side. There's not a guarantee that, if I'm a senior coming out of high school and I go and sign with Michigan State and they offer me a $5 million a year NIL deal, there's no guarantee that, number one, I'm going to stay there, play at the school, because I could play the football season, which, once it ends in December, January, right? After that, I can just leave. I can go in the transfer portal. Hey, I'm going to transfer. I'm going to Texas. And there's nothing that Michigan State can do about that. And on the flip side, which I think we might be coming to that scenario with Arch Manning, right? What if he just continues to stink it up and they bench him and the backup quarterback comes into play? Who's to say that his whatever his monthly payment and stipend and all that he's getting paid, who's to say that doesn't just stop? I don't know. I really don't know. Because at this point, we really haven't had a big name, and really it's the quarterback. Those are the guys in the position that are making the most money, kind of NIL as far as, we'll just call it salary. The quarterbacks in college football are making the big salaries. And we haven't yet seen one come there and stink it up to the point of getting benched. We've seen some that, maybe haven't lived up to what our or media expectations were, but we haven't just downright seen a guy who was high level like that get benched. So what happens in that scenario, right? So my point being, college football is not free agency in the NFL. So I thought that was always a bad parallel between free agency in the NFL and what the college salaries are. It's not the same. Like Bryce Underwood, for example, he could pick up and leave at the end he could jump in the transfer portal now. I don't think the portal's actually open, but you can either have intent to get into the transfer portal. He could do that now. So there's no guardrails on it, and I know they're trying to get them there, but they're not there yet. So it was a bad parallel. Bill, and see, here's where it gets messy, right? What I would say is he should be hoping for a media gig. The reason I say that is because, number one, I don't think any NFL teams and surely no college football teams are going to want to have him as their head coach. I don't think Bill would have the humility to be hired on as someone's defensive coordinator. I think he wants to run his own show, which is understandable. That's fine. And for those reasons, I think he should look for a media gig. Where I think it gets tricky is his girlfriend, who is seemingly, she's on the field and stuff at North Carolina. He had the interview over the summer that was all weird, and I did a video on that too. She seems to be very involved with this, and I'm not quite sure she's as savvy of a business person that she may think she is. Or let's put it this way. Because I think she probably is pretty savvy as a business person. She's not very savvy in the PR area because all of their moves have been so weird. The interview in the summer was weird. Her being on the field as often as she is, also weird. And just, you're when Bill gets an email, you want to be copied on it as well. Like, these are just bad moves that I'm not sure she would be able to, in a good fashion, navigate a media contract for Bill. Like, North Carolina is going to oblige to whatever because they thought he was going to come in and be the savior for for their football team after Mac Brown was leaving. But everyone's not going to do that. Like, is Amazon, let's say Amazon hires him on for Thursday night coverage, right? Are they going to be, acquiesce all these requests? I doubt it. It's Amazon. We're a huge company. What are you talking about? We're paying billions of dollars to the NFL to get Thursday night coverage. Or if it's, Netflix has the Christmas games and, some other Peacock, all that. Like, we don't have time to be dealing with this, okay? Do you have an agent? Do you have a publicist? Okay, we can deal with those people. We're not dealing with your girlfriend, Bill. It's just, it's not happening. Either we're going to deal with you direct or we're going to deal with your agent, publicist, etc. We're not playing these games. We're not North Carolina, okay? So that's the deal. And I think that is going to potentially cause some issues. He's Bill Belichick. He's still a name. He's still one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time, probably the greatest. But you're a long time removed from, the Patriots dynasty. And things turn over fast. The media cycles, the media stories, it's a 24-hour cycle now. Heck, might even be lower than that. Might be 12 hours. So, yeah, we're in 2025. What was it, 2018 the last time they won a title, 2017? Can't remember exactly, but I know Brady won one in 2020, the year after being done there. But in NFL world, that was a long time ago. So, and also too, and I heard one of my favorite podcasts that I listen to is on YouTube, 3 and Out podcast with John Middlecoff. But he mentioned it as well, and he talked about it in relation to Bill's ability to relate to his players, but he doesn't have the best personality. So is a media company really gonna like pay that much to I just don't know. It could be very complicated, very ugly, difficult, because he's just not a very personable guy. Like even Nick Saban, who, I think was one of the more rigid coaches. I think a little, I'll just keep it a bit rigid, and could be really prickly, if you will. But when it came media time for Nick Saban, he knew how to turn on the charm, right? If it was now post-game, pre-game, those types of things, that was different. But like an actual interview, Nick Saban is as charming as they come, right? So he had and that's what you see on ESPN Game Day, College Game Day, right? He's a really personable guy, and you only hear, good things about him. So yeah, that was a seamless transition for him. Even when he was coaching and he would do like game day, if game day was at Alabama and they had the night game, he would hop on there and be really good at media. So I don't know exactly how things are going to work there with Belichick, but it's about as embarrassing as it gets. There was a also story too, which just embarrassing. So there was another report or rumor that Belichick banned any staff from retweeting or tweeting anything about Patriots. Well, the Patriots' current starting quarterback is Drake May, who went to North Carolina, and he just had a really good game on, Monday Night Football, and they beat the Bills. And up until this report, they hadn't retweeted anything or put anything about it on social media, on Twitter. So this report and rumor comes out, and then like an hour and a half, 2 hours later, there's another report follow-up comes out that says that's not true. And then about an hour later, then North Carolina does tweet out something about Drake May, in which I think it's just embarrassing. I mean, I would, even if his buyout's $1 million, I would be willing to do that today. We've got to cut ties. It's clear both parties made a mistake. Let's just move on from it. Let's not prolong this, because it's only getting uglier, and it's just embarrassing. But yeah, they basically tweeted that because of the backlash, and you look so incompetent as a program, just, going under Bill's direction. I would cut ties. Done with this. That's it. We'll pay the $1 million or whatever it is, and peace out. I mean, Jordan's got that probably in chump change in the center console in his SUV or private plane. So, hey man, can you a couple dollars for this, and we need to move on from Belichick. But let me know your thoughts. That is it for me. Peace.